Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Female Furies, issue number 1. Now, as you know, Female Furies is meant to be a story centered around the female Furies and their hardships of being female warriors in Apocalypse. Now, keep in mind that some elements of the old DC universe have been leaked. It's unknown if some of it is still canon. So the cover you have Big Barter along with the Furies all ready for action, while Granny Goodness looks on in an evil grin. And Granny Goodness looks at her girls and says, "The female Furies are the most elite fighting force on Apocalypse." And she also says, "No matter what anyone ever tells you," and points out how years ago her and Darkseid took down Darkseid's mother, known as Haga. Now, keep in mind, it was stated in Darkseid's origin that him and Highfather were brothers, and keep in mind that they were mostly meant to be farmers. I'm guessing that when Apocalypse and New Genesis was formed, this could meant that Darkseid's mother took on the role of being leader of Apocalypse, while Highfather pretty much formed New Genesis and tried to help the people of Apocalypse. And Haga's like, "Goodness, they sent you, Darkseid's most loyal dog, prophetic. Prepare to die, Queen. I am your doom." And so they go at each other like dogs. And just as Haga's about to get an advantage, pretty much Granny Goodness strikes her down and tries choking her to death, but Desaad gives her a vial which she force drinks her and kills her. And Darkseid shows up saying, "Is she dead?" "Yes, I killed her. Good work, Desaad." With Granny Goodness thinking, "I did all that for nothing." So pretty much she gets her warriors to battle each other to prove their worth. And pretty much she shows up for the meeting where Darkseid says, "You're late. I was misinformed of the meeting. I'm here now with the surface plans. Not in our purview." And so she points out about setting her Furies with their forces so that way they can have an advantage, but they laugh at the matter and discard Granny Goodness. And we're introduced many years ago when Darkseid and his followers had plans to form their own region. And we can tell that Darkseid at a time had feelings for Granny Goodness and even basically spent the night with her. And pretty much as soon as she shows up, Darkseid pretty much says, "You're late again." And pretty much Darkseid says, "It has all been decided. You'll be in charge of the orphanage." And so I love this is how Steppenwolf, Godfrey, and Desaad all laugh at her, thinking, "Ha, you got the crappiest job." And Granny Goodness isn't happy. And she does point out that "I made who you are." So she pretty much reluctantly takes the job, taking mothers away from their children. So pretty much Granny Goodness and that see the Furies work, and they set up a contest to prove their worth. So pretty much one of them, Arn Rebel, says, "I won't do it. It's ridiculous. It's a minor setback. Law left on the books on unevolved time." So Willock shows up saying, "He's ready for the inspection." "Armwell, you smell wonderful." "Remove your hand or lose it, Willock." So they pretty much do ridiculous tasks like Bake Off, and Darkseid's like, "Fail. One could hardly call this edible." Pretty much evening gowns and smile contest, and this is clear that this is meant to be their way of getting their enjoyment. And so, despite Granny Goodness's best efforts, she pretty much bangs the table and food in anger and says, "Furies! Back to training! We redouble our efforts!" And so Willet takes interest in Armorel and has her assigned for special tutorage, and it's clear that he sees her as his Valkyrie. Even Big Barda takes notice of this, and Armorel doesn't want any part of it, but reluctantly does it for Granny's good side. So they basically train, and it's clear that he starts sexually touching her inappropriately, and after he's done with her, he says, "That was a lovely word. That was lovely. You are lovely. I think I've learned what I needed most of it was basic defense. You come again, and I'll have you demoted." So we have Big Barda and Armorel getting ready for their next mission, retrieving a runaway from Apocalypse, who wants to go back to New Genesis because of what Highfather's been saying. So one of Steppenwolf's children show up and decide to take credit for getting the child back. And just as he's about to do something bad, Armorel takes him back and lets the girl go back to New Genesis and quickly kills Steppenwolf's child off. So even Big Barda points out that what she's done could get them into a lot worse bad shape. So Armorel pretty much points out that, she did this for a good reason, and they take him to a ice-cold meteorite which will overheat in time by a passing sun, and they bury Steppenwolf's son in the ground and make a promise not to tell anyone about it. So the story is not too bad. I feel that there is some things taken away from the New 52, and it's never revealed if Highfather and Darkseid are still brothers. I'm guessing they still are, but it depends on how the writers do it. So the story deserves a thumbs up. Still good and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.